I didn't notice it myself. Someone else pointed it out. A coworker slid their phone across the break room table during lunch, the screen glowing like a quiet accusation. "Everything okay at home?" they asked. I laughed, confused. "Yeah, why?" They just nodded toward the screen. It was my wife's profile on a platform we barely used. The kind people only update when they want to be noticed. Next to her name, where it used to say married, it now read "It's complicated, simple, quiet, loaded." Posted at 2:14 a.m. I remember that because I was lying beside her at that time, half awake, listening to her breathing. No mention of me, just comments from her friends, laughing, teasing, tossing heart emojis like confetti. One even wrote, "About time." Another asked, "So who's the mystery man?" And she had replied with a wink. I stared at the screen and felt something tighten behind my ribs. Slow, cold, familiar. Somehow. I handed the phone back and said, "Yeah, everything's clear." A lie. That night, I didn't confront her. I didn't rage or ask questions. I just watched. She brushed her teeth with a new brand of toothpaste I hadn't noticed before. She wore a different sleep shirt, one I'd never seen. And when she slipped into bed beside me, scrolling through her phone, she angled the screen away like it was muscle memory. "Everything okay?" she asked me. I smiled. Of course, it was a kind of performance. We were both acting, only I was the one who knew it was a stage. The next few days felt like slow-motion surveillance. She had started locking the bathroom door. Her gym bag had new clothes. I noticed a new perfume. Not sweet like before, but sharper, more expensive. Her inbox was always cleared, browser history wiped. She had passwords on apps she never cared to lock before. Then there was the smile. One evening I came home early. She didn't hear me come in. I saw her on the couch, laughing at something on her phone, laughing like she used to, but it wasn't meant for me. It was a smile that didn't belong in our living room anymore, a smile that told me she was somewhere else, mentally, emotionally, already halfway gone. She looked up and noticed me. "Oh, you're home early." I nodded. "Thought I'd surprise you. Next time, text first," she said. A little too fast. I watched her fingers slide her phone under the pillow. I made dinner that night. She said she wasn't hungry. I cleaned up. She went to take a shower. The water ran for 35 minutes. I sat at the kitchen table and stared at nothing. Not sad, not angry, just awake. This wasn't about catching her. It wasn't about proving anything. It was about observing what had already become obvious. She was rehearsing her exit, and I was quietly preparing for mine. I didn't need a private investigator. I had time, silence, and patterns. The next week, I noticed how easily she let me fade, how her goodnight kisses landed farther from my mouth, how she started sleeping in mismatched pajamas, the kind she used to reserve for nights I wasn't home. Her phone buzzed more now, but never rang. She took more walks, started going to a gym across town even though one was 2 blocks away. She wore makeup to the gym, wore perfume, came home exhausted but glowing. One Saturday morning, I forgot my wallet and turned back after she left. I pulled into a parking spot across from the loft building on Dalton Avenue, a sleek place, upscale. She said she'd never been inside, but the doorman greeted her like she was a regular. She entered through the side entrance. A man buzzed her in. I didn't follow. Instead, I opened my notes app and added a timestamp line. Saturday, 9:58 a.m. Loft entrance. Side door. No gym bag. That night, she came home humming, tossed her keys on the counter, kissed my cheek like nothing had shifted in our world. "Long class," she said. "They added a new instructor." I nodded. "Good for you." The next day, I checked her shared laptop. Her cloud had synced without her noticing. A message from an unsaved number blinked into view. I told them it was complicated. "They'll stop asking now." I didn't need context. I took a screenshot, added it to the folder. I never opened her phone, never asked to. never crossed that line because she had already redrawn it. One night, she kissed me softly and whispered, "Don't wait up. Might grab drinks after. Be safe," I said. She smiled like she was proud of the lie. I followed her. Not close, just enough to see, just enough to know. She drove downtown, parked in the same lot, entered the same building. The same man greeted her. His hand brushed the small of her back before the door closed behind them. It didn't break me. It just aligned everything. Every whisper, every weird glance, every password change, every locked door, every fake laugh. She was already gone. She just hadn't left yet. That night, I didn't cry. I didn't confront. I uploaded everything. The screenshots, the GPS tags, timestamps, into a clean, organized folder on a USB drive labeled Mirror. And then I logged into my profile, the same one she had changed to. It's complicated. I changed mine to single. No explanation, no call, no text, just silence. The ripple was immediate. I watched from the hallway as she stared at her phone like it had slapped her. Her fingers fumbled to unlock it. Her jaw clenched. Her breathing picked up. And then her voice, quiet, breathy. "What the hell?" She stormed into the kitchen where I sat drinking coffee like it was any other morning. "Why would you do that?" she asked. I looked up. "Do what?" She waved her phone. "Change your status. People are texting me. My mom called me crying." I shrugged. "I matched your energy." And then I slid the USB across the table. She didn't touch it. She stared at me like I was someone she'd never met before, maybe for the first time. She actually saw me. She finally opened the folder, not all at once, one screenshot at a time. Her face changed with each swipe, confusion, then denial, then the slow collapse of whatever story she'd been telling herself. The timestamps did most of the talking. I didn't need to narrate my own life back to her. She looked up at me, eyes glassy. "Are you accusing me of cheating?" I shook my head. "I didn't accuse you. I didn't need to." That landed harder than any shout ever could. She started talking fast after that, explaining, rewriting, saying words like distance and confusion and not what it looks like. She reached for my hand like muscle memory might save her. I stepped back. Not dramatically, just enough. That's when she broke. She slid down the cabinet and cried, the way people do when consequences arrive before they're ready, loud, messy, real, and, for the first time since the lunch break when a coworker slid me a phone, I felt something close to sadness. Not for us, for her, for how badly she'd underestimated silence. "I thought you didn't notice," she said between sobs. "I noticed everything," I replied. I just chose not to beg. I had already filed the paperwork, already spoken to a lawyer, already separated finances. There was nothing left to debate. No dramatic last stand. No need for closure theater. I packed a single suitcase. Not because I was weak, because I was done. As I walked out, she followed me to the door, asking questions that came too late. I didn't answer. Some lessons need space to echo. The road was empty when I pulled out. Morning fog rolled low over the fields, softening everything it touched. My phone lit up on the passenger seat. Missed calls, messages, apologies forming in real time. I didn't look. For the first time in months, my chest felt light. Not happy, not victorious, just calm. People think betrayal is loud, explosive, destructive. It's not. Betrayal is quiet. It's a pause, a shift in posture, a relationship status changed at 2:14 a.m. while someone sleeps beside you. And complicated? That's just another word for cowardice. I drove on,